Good. Are you getting any background noise from my side? No, right?
No, Anisha.
No,
No.
It's great. Okay. So, team, as we discussed yesterday, we had a demo session. Okay. So, why Tosca? What are the advantages in Tricentis Tosca? Why it is most popular in the market? And even we had a discussion about one particular test case, that is Amazon homepage validation. Okay. Today, I'll give you the differences type of Tosca versions. Hmm. So, I'm just going to the top. So Tosca is having two type of versions team. One is community version, another one is TTA version. So what type of versions? Two types. Okay. One is community version, another one is TTA version. TTA is nothing but Tricentis Test Accelerator for respect to company. For example, the SAP company is having some mutual agreement with Tricentis. Okay. Now the Tricentis team is providing this Tosca free of cost. They no need to pay any amount to the Tricentis company to utilize this TTA version to implement their project. Okay. The similar way, the Salesforce is also having some mutual agreement with TTA, Tricentis. Even they are providing this TTA version for Salesforce free of cost. So service now free of cost. But we have, they are able to access only here a limited features. Clear this point?
Yes, Anisha.
Okay. Like let us take an example. Naukri. So earlier we'll upload the resumes anywhere, Tim. But Naukri is also nowadays it's a paid one. Are you having any idea on this?
Yeah, that paid membership they are having.
yes, Anisha.
They just added a paid membership, right?
Yeah.
So whenever it is free, we just utilize the features. Now they made a couple of features as a paid version, right? The similar way, the Tricent is also two type of things. One is community TTA. TTA is a free of cost. We have a limited features. We cannot access all type of projects here. Okay. Only, for example, TTA for SAP. Then we can do only SAP related stuff in Tosca Commander. TTF for Salesforce. Then we can do a Salesforce related. These are only specifically designed for the respect to company's projects point of view. Okay. Community is nothing but we can do any kind of testing. Like you can perform web application, you can perform API, database, mobile, all this stuff is available. Now, the training point of view, what are the training we are doing? This training completely will go with the community version. So the TTA I'm not providing you. Maybe you may get interview question. What is TTA in Tricentis Tosca? This is the Tricentis Test Automation Accelerator for SAP, Salesforce, and ServiceNow. Like this, we do have a number of. I just mentioned only a couple of things. Clear with these two versions?
Yes, Anisha.
So yesterday we had an example on a community version. I just explained to you Amazon example, right? That is the community version. So today I'll show you how TTA version look likes. Hmm. So I already installed one TTA version in my another laptop. This is the different laptop. So in this laptop, you can see the naming conversion here, Tricentis Test Automation for SAP. Are you able to see here the naming conversion? Let's make a highlight.
Yes,
Yes,
Anisha.
Anisha.
Tricentis Test Automation for SAP. So the meaning of that, this is a TTA version. Tricentis, TTA is nothing but Tricentis Test Automation, Tricentis Test Accelerator. Earlier it is a accelerator, now they changed to automation. Okay, now, so coming to the workflow, like what are the workflow we do? Creating of module, test case development, execution. These things is common for all type of projects. But Tosca point of view team, if you create any project, Okay, this is the default modular structure which you can see. So Tosca Pro is my main project. In this main project, these all are the default structure. If you create any project in Tosca Commander, you are able to get all these sections by default. Okay, but in automation point of view, based on the type of version, it is a TTR, right? We can able to access a couple of things, like you are able to access executions, modules, test cases. That's it. I think configurations is also not available. Let me check. If we select configurations, yes, we can create a configuration. Executions, yes. But coming to the issues section, are you able to see the one warning message it is showing?
Yeah.
Yes, and
This feature is required to upgrade to a Tricentis Tosca. The similar way, if you go to a reporting, now this is also required upgrade. Requirement is also required upgrade. Test case designing also required upgrade. Test planning is also required upgrade. But coming to automation point of view, majorly in real time also we will focus on these four sections only: modules, test cases, executions. Okay, so this is completely a free of cost which is providing to the respective companies, not for the trial version. Even if you are seeing for any trial, there is no trial version for TTA, completely a free of cost. Yes, you can install and you can work on this, but we have a limited features access here. That's it. The project structure is common for community version and TTA version. Okay, na?
Okay.
Okay.
So you may get an interview question, but in real time, maybe you'll get an opportunity to work with TTA or community. These two things is always in the market team, because if they are having some commitment with Tricentis, they're using this TTA free of cost for some of the projects also. And next point is here, modules. Standard module subset is also part of project creation only. So hope everyone clear with these two differences between community and TTA version.
Yes, but one question is there.
Yes,
Actually,
Kapil.
in real time also companies are using this community version, this free
TTA.
version. Yeah, TTA.
Yes, Kapil. Some of the projects they are using TTA version.
Mm, okay.
See, because even I also deal with one project like SAP with the solution manager integration with the TTA version. It's not a community. Okay, we do have a lot of challenges in TTA version because most of all the features is not available here, right?
Okay. Okay.
Definitely, the companies are using them. Maybe you may get the project if you are working Salesforce project. You may had a chance to go with TTA with Salesforce or TTA with SAP or TTA with ServiceNow or TTA with mainframes. It depends. I'm not saying everyone is using TTA, but very rare situation you may get opportunity. Okay,
Okay.
almost
Yeah.
all the companies are using community only.
Okay. Because why I'm asking? Because it has the limitation, right?
Exactly,
Limitation, not but limited features.
limited features. Yes.
Okay.
And even we cannot design our customized reports in TTA version. See, once we're done with the execution, definitely we'll export our execution to our local system to share to the manager or client or customer, right? So whenever you are trying to export a report, you'll get like Tricentis format. So in the community version, we have a flexibility to design the company specific report. Like here you can see a reporting section, right? In the main project, I'll show you here the reporting section. In this reporting section, we can create our customized reports based on the company specific. That is available in community, but not in a here TTA version.
Okay. Yeah.
But still, some companies are utilizing this TTA feature because it's a free of cost, right? They have some commitment with the tri-scientist, right?
Okay. But if the interviewer ask a question on that remaining part, like reporting and which one issues, then actually we don't have the hands-on, right? Then how we will manage?
See, in the most of the projects, we majorly work on these four sections only.
Okay, as a testing point of view, right?
The testing point of because this is automation tool, right? So
Yeah.
the automation point of view will majorly concentrate these four sections only.
Okay. Okay.
So, but these things is available in TTA version, right?
Yeah, these are available.
Yes. So the workflow is here already. We had a discussion, but let me go with one more time. First, we'll create the module based on the requirement. Then we develop the test case. After that, we run the script in execution. This is the regular flow which we can do for all type of projects. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Other than this, we have another features that is a test data services to maintain that entire data point of view. Next one is TCD, test case design. But this test case designing is not available here.
Mhm.
So this test case design, if you want to utilize the test case designing in TTA version, that is not at all possible because this feature is not available. Definitely we go with the TDS only. Who are dealing with a TTA version, definitely they use TDS, test data services only,
Okay.
to maintain their data. But community version, most of a couple of projects also running in TCD. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, Tim?
No, Anusha. No.
So the next point is here. Tim. This is the project. Tosca Pro is my project. How to create this project? I'll show you that. Let me close this workspace.
Anusha, your voice is very low.
Is it? Just give me 1 minute. I'll check my. Can you hear me now? Everyone, please confirm me.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Anusha.
Yes,
Okay.
Anusha.
Okay, team. See here, this is the projects. Already these projects are created. First step is one project and Tosca Pro is another project. Let me show you how to create a project in Tricentis Tosca. Here you can see create new feature. We use this create new feature to create the new project to create the existing project. We have a small difference between these two, but let me explain first thing creating of new project. Okay. So click on this create new feature. Once you perform create new feature, this is the creating of the project. So the terminology is differ from here. At the time of creating, we call it as a workspace. After creation, we call it as a project. Some of the people they are calling as a common repository. We have a different terminologies, but finally it's a part we are creating a project. Okay. Now coming back to here, this project is separated with two categories. One is common repository, another one is project details. Workspace is nothing but project details. The common repository level, by default, one feature is selected. What is that? Are you able to see?
Single user workspace.
Single user workspace.
So now tell me one thing, the single user workspace is recommended in real time or not recommended?
Not recommended
Not
because we will be needing multi-user, no?
exactly. So the single user workspace is not recommended in real time too, because only one person is having access for this particular project. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To create a
Mhm.
project in Tricentis Tosca, we have some database features like SQLite, Oracle, MS SQL Server, and DB2.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly these databases are doing? Let's give a background of it. Let me show you if I have that structure. I think it's not available. But anyway, I'll give you that. Yeah. So team, only few bullet points, not much. Okay. First one, let us assume you all are working in Selenium. Okay. So once we're done with our test case development, let us assume I have completed almost 10 test cases. If you completed almost 10 test cases, we have to push this code to the repositories. Yes or no? Repositories.
Hmm.
So to push code to the repository, either we use GitHub or Bitbuckets. It depends, right? Maybe you heard about this GitHub, all this stuff. The thing is, team, what are the test cases I build in Selenium? Those all test cases available in my local system. Okay. I want to push these 10 test cases information to the common repository which every team members can access. To push code to the repository, we use GitHub and Bitbuckets. We have some other repository platforms. Okay. So to push the code again, we have to learn one more thing here. What is that? Git commands. So without Git commands, we cannot. It is not possible to push the things, right? So Tosca point of view, there is a no need of pushing of information to the GitHub. All this stuff is not required. At the time of project creation itself only, we are creating a project with the help of repository. So which repositories we are using? The repository is here, it is a DB options, database options. Okay. So in this database option, totally 4 databases is available here. One is SQLite, another one is Oracle, and DB2, MS SQL Server. MS SQL Server. So these 4 databases is available to create a common repository. Okay. Let me show you here. The single user anyway, it is not recommended. So we simply go with the multi-user only. To create a multi-user workspace, click on this drop down, SQLite, or you can choose any one of these databases. Okay. So let me go with SQLite. Once you select SQLite repository, here you can see one feature is automatically selected, use existing repository.
Hmm.
So first point, you can ignore this point. Let me show you the creating of new workspace. If you are creating a new project, always uncheck this feature because this is not the existing one. This is the new one which we are creating now. Okay.
Yes.
Now enter the name of your project. For example, I'm just creating my project name as Amazon. Once you enter your name of the project, select the workspace template. So this workspace template is part of the project creation. Are you remember yesterday I just reused some of the predefined standard modules like OpenURL. Some people are asked like JavaScript execution related standard modules. To get that entire subset, we have to enable this feature. Use workspace template. Even you can see this feature for creating of new project only. Everyone clear with these two things?
Yes, Anusha.
Any questions here?
Use existing.
So use existing is nothing but the okay, one project is already the age of the project is almost 1 year. Still 1 year onwards we are working on this project. Recently one person left the company. Okay, so we hired new person to the project. So when we hire a new person to the project, we have to give access to that person, right?
Yes.
So at the time of login to the project, that time you can use existing project. Getting to create that workspace, the allocated laptop point of what other laptop is allocated to you. So to create a workspace, always enable this feature because this is already project exists and even some of the team members are working on it. At that time, you can enable this feature. If you enable this feature, are you able to see workspace template is in disable mode? Because we are not creating a project. We are just creating the existing repository. Got it? To create a new workspace, always uncheck this one and enter your name of the workspace and then select the workspace template, then perform click operation on OK. So just differentiate this creating of new project into two ways. One is freshly you are creating workspace for your team members. Another one is so you are just joining to the existing project. So now what are the information I mentioned here? This is completely belongs to creating of new workspace. I just highlighted those features. Okay. Then perform a click operation on OK. Once you perform click operation on OK, here you can see create new workspace and new common workspace. So if you create any project recently, so the default user credentials is admin. Okay. Default Tosca by default, it's providing these credentials to us. So the username is admin. So password empty, don't enter anything, just keep it blank. Sorry team, my system is disconnected. Let me share my screen. So team, once you create the project, you are able to see this entire structure. Okay. Now coming back to here, go to the home tab. Under this home tab, you all are able to see one feature like a project option. This is the home tab. Under this, do click operation on this project one. Okay. Once you perform click operation on this project one, now you are able to see this entire modular structure. So no need to define any particular framework structure for this project team. By default, it will add this entire structure for us. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next point is here. Here you can see these all are the common user activities. If you want to okay, so checkout tree is only to get the edit access, and update all is only the thing which we can update the repository.
Hello. Hello.
Don't know what is happening. Team, please keep in mute everyone. So could you please confirm me over chat, or tell me everyone able to hear me clearly?
Yeah, no, but in between
Yeah.
you got stuck.
Okay, let me repeat again the point. So what are the point I'm explaining? This check in all up, checkout tree, update all these features are enabled, right?
Yeah.
So if these
Uh,
features are enabled, the meaning you are working in common repository. I mean multi-user environment. Okay.
uh,
If all these features are disabled, seems you are working in single user environment. So let me create one single user workspace. I'll show you how it looks like. Hmm? I'm just opening another Tosca Commander interface here. I'm just opening another window for Tosca Commander to create a single user. Yeah. See here, team. So again, I'm using same feature, create new.
mm,
So single user, I'm not selecting any database feature here, okay? So let's make it as a project name as single user. Enable this workspace template, click on OK. So it's creating workspace. It's not a common one, it's only a creating of workspace. So whenever you log in with a single user workspace, it won't ask you to enter the credentials. Directly to open the project because it is a single user, right? So it's loading. It may take some time. If you want to see the status of this workspace activity where we are, you can see the left side bottom of the page. This one we call it as a status bar. In the status bar level, you can see clearly the workspace template successfully imported. It may take some time because initially we are creating the projects, right? Yes. See, it is not asking any credentials to enter, right? And even you can see the interface is same, and even we are able to see all this entire structure, project structure. What are the structure we can see for the one common repository? So the project name is here single user. Almost all the structure sections is by default it's available. So are you able to see this common repository activities team? So all are enabled
No,
or disabled?
all are disabled.
So if all are disabled mode, the meaning of that you are working in single user environment. Okay. So the complete interface is common for multi-user and single user, but this is only the difference. But do a practice on multi-user environment. Don't do a practice on single user because we might miss these check-in or check-out activities and its functionality. What happens, in real time. So this is the situation which I faced. I asked one of my team members to perform a check-in on, but literally he took around 1 day of time to perform check-in on. We don't know where it is, what is the purpose of check-in all, but I asked that person to perform check-in all, but he's taking almost 1 day of time. So is that validity? So it's only a fraction of seconds to click on this check-in all, right? Hmm?
Yes.
Yes.
So the common repository activities is very, very important in real time. So when we are doing these activities daily basis, we know the functionality of each feature. But single user point of view, there is no features like this. No need to apply this single check-in all, check-out, update all. Directly you can go to a test case, create a test case and work on here. But after getting opportunity, always will work with common repository only. At that time you may face some challenges too. So do create a project with SQLite and then do a practice on it. I just want to show you a difference between single and multi-user. Any questions on these two workspaces?
Yeah, Anusha, actually, why did your team member take 1 day? He could have asked someone else, no?
No,
I'm
he's
not
telling
understanding.
to him because the entire team aware this person don't have knowledge. That person is whenever he joined the project, he said, "I am having 4 years of experience in Tosca." But if person is having 4 years experience, why the rest of the team members tell this information to him? He should aware,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Uh, the rest of the team also not ready to give the information to them. So then they realize this person don't have any real time exposure on Tosca. So even some of the concepts also he don't. That is what happened in real time. So the I don't want to keep you people in that position. So I'll give you a complete information into and what are the points we are discussing here. So you can learn each and every point to point clearly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one team, the single user and multi-user. Clear?
Yes, it is clear.
So always recommended to work with multi-user only. Okay, na? My next point is here. So I just created project with SQLite, right? So So see here, Team SQLite, no one is using this particular database option to implement their projects in real time. Got it? SQLite is only for learning or practice purpose only. SQLite is only learning and practice purpose only. No one using this repo to implement their projects in real time. So if you see a real-time projects, maybe they choose a databases like Oracle or DB2 MS SQL Server. Most of the projects they work with MS SQL Server. If it is Oracle based project, they go with Oracle, or somewhat they go with the database. So this is one of the interview question. Which repository you are using in your project? So don't say SQLite. We are using SQLite repository. Don't say it. This is only for learning and practice purpose only. Even don't mention this naming conversion. You can pick any of these databases. This is only a question like 1 mark question. Which type of repository you are using? You can say either MS SQL Server or Oracle or DB2. That's it. I'll show you now how to create a project for these databases. Now we clear with a single user and multi-user with the SQLite. So now I'll tell you the multi-user project creation for Oracle Database 2 under MS SQL Server. I'm just closing this single user workspace, team. Yeah. So select create new feature and choose a database option like Oracle or MS SQL Server. If you're choosing a database option, Oracle or MS SQL Server or database, one field is very mandatory, that is the connection string. So where we get this connection string? So nowadays, the customers are maintaining these connection strings, team. They are not ready to provide this information who is working in their projects like the service-based companies. May we get this connection string from the customer, or may we get this connection string for our team lead or test manager. So if you want to get this connection string, we don't have a direct access to the database. So we have to raise a ticket to the DB team. That activity is taken care by either team lead or test manager. So they'll raise a ticket to the database team to create a connection string for the automation project point of view. Once they create this connection string, they shared with us. We use that connection string here to create the project. That's it. Not much activities here. Okay. The similar way, if you are using MS SQL Server to create a project or existing or new one, always the connection string is required. So server, which server, database, and user IDs and password. The similar way, you can go with the database DB2 also, connection string. But this connection string is not mandatory for SQLite. So, but if you are creating a project or existing project using a Oracle or MS SQL Server or DB2, must you have to add this connection string. That is the mandatory thing. Okay. So once we enter this connection string, click on test connection. If connection is valid, definitely we'll get information like connection is valid. If connection is not established, the meaning of that, you don't have authorizations for that respect to repository. Okay. So just check with the customer and say to them, I don't have a connection string is not established for my username. They'll add your email ID to the database. Then only you are able to access this connection string. Okay, now.
Okay.
So team, to create a project with MS SQL Server or DB2 or Oracle, we require this connection string, but this connection is not there in this laptop. Probably I'll show you how to create a project for MS SQL Server using one connection string. Okay, na? I'll show you tomorrow this one. Any questions on this project creation, single user, SQLite and MS SQL Server? I'll show you tomorrow. Hope everyone clear with these points, right?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha.
It's clear.
So no need to worry about this MS SQL Server. I'll show you tomorrow how to create a project for MS SQL Server with existing repositories.
Okay.
The next one, team. So the multi-user activity. Let me close one workspace. I don't want to keep a number of windows here. This is the project which I created with SQLite repository. So for example, team, I am the administrator. Just now I created this project. I want to add my entire team to this particular project. I want to give a team access to them to continue with their work. So how to add a people to the project? Probably these activities done by the administrator, we don't have permissions in real time to do it, but I'll show you here how to do it in real time point of view. If you're acting as administrator, go to the project main project. My project name is here Amazon. So in the Amazon level here, you can see one name conversion, that is a user management. Everyone able to see it?
Yes, sir. Yes, Anusha.
Click on user management. Here two groups is available. One is admin, another one is all users. If you expand this admin team, this is the admin related activities. By default credentials is the administrator, right? For example, if I'm planning to give administrator access to Kapil, then I'll add Kapil details to the under admin group. Okay. For example, if I want to give only a team access, then I'll go to the all users and I'll add that Kapil information only in all users, not in admin level. Okay. I'm just creating
Yeah.
my credentials. I just created user with the name as Anusha. Right click on here, set the password. So to set the password, I'm just giving my credentials. So once you set this thing, so we have to push this code to a repository, right? To push this information to the repository, perform click operation on check-in all.
We can.
So if you perform check-in all, then the data is stored into a repository. Okay. So now let me open another Tosca workspace. So in this project level, two purple is added. One is admin, another one is Anusha. I already log in with admin credentials. You can see user is admin. Now what I'll do, I'll just create another project with existing repository and I'll use Anusha credentials there to log into the project. Yeah. So create new team. Now select SQLite repository because this project is created with SQLite. Okay. So choose SQLite repository. So always enable this feature. Okay. Because it's already created, right? Use existing repository and then enter here existing repository related path where we get this path. To get this particular path, go to the project which already created. So the left side top corner project option is there. Click on here. Now you are able to see this path, right? SQLite path.
Yeah.
Copy this path
Um,
and paste here. Then enter the name of the project. I'm just going with Amazon _1. Are you able to see workspace template is in disable mode? Because I
Yes.
enable this feature, existing repository path.
yes, yes.
Now I'll click on OK. See here, create a new workspace to existing common. It's not a new common, existing common. Okay now. So team, this is a common repository. Definitely it asks me to enter the user ID password. What are the user ID password? Just now I created with I'll use those credentials here. So my username is Anusha. Anusha @123. Login. For common user repositories, authorization is very important. Now you can see the same project. I'll show you here the project part. This is the main project Amazon. But in Anusha point of view, are you able to see any user management tab here? No, right?
No. Yeah.
So only the administrator can see that information. I'll make these two windows side by side. It's a very now you can see the left side window you're able to see user management tab, but in the right side you're not able to see any tab like property definitions and user management. Because here I log in with the user, that is the reason I don't have any administrator related activities. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
So this is the way team will add users to the project, and once we add these details to the project, we'll ask them to log in with this particular credentials. So then they'll use these credentials to log in their projects. Okay now. Clear? Administrator activity, how to create a users and how to log in with the project with
Yes,
existing
yes.
repository. Any questions, team? Yes, team. So we are done with today. I think we learned a lot of things today. So probably we'll discuss few more things in tomorrow's class. If you have any questions, let me know. There is no questions, right?
No, I'm not sure.
No, Anusha, we are good. No,
Good.
Anusha,
Correct.
we are good.
Okay, team. So then we'll join tomorrow same time. Tomorrow we have a class at 9:30. We'll discuss tomorrow. Thanks to you all.
Thank you, Anusha.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Anusha.
Thank you,
Bye.
Anush.
Happy weekend all. Bye.
Yeah, bye.